Hi everyone, it's Merlin here. Welcome back to Sengoku Dynasty. Hope you're all well. From a timing point of view, this video is being released literally straight after the video I've just done on the update. So if you've made any comments or if you've got any questions from that video, my apologies if I don't bring them up in this video. It's just that obviously I'm filming it back to back, but I wanted to keep them separate. So what we're going to do with today's video, based on the fact that this update is coming, I'm going to bring Sengoku Dynasty to a bit of a close for the time being, in a sense that I think I've gone as far as I can with you so far, until such time as we know what's happening with regards to the new system, or the new combat system anyway. There's a couple more bits and pieces I wanted to show you today, and then we'll do a couple of final tours, and then obviously, as I said, treat it as like a mid-season finale if it was a TV program. But after this one, there will be a bit of a gap before I do any more. So first of all, what I'm going to do, I looked on village structures the other day, and there's a section here that says trade village structures, and it mentions the word market stands and beggars' huts. Now when you click on it, the only thing it does come up is the beggars' huts themselves, but I think if you click on that again, there are, I think, 3 different options that you can choose from. And the whole point is that you place it in the village to provide a chance to attract local vagabonds and beggars for trade purposes. And basically, it gives you time to do that trading period. So it costs coins. Let's just do one for the sheer hell of it. And we're going to build one up, because I want to see how this is going to affect us. I'm going to put it here. There we go. And then I'm just going to put a bit of road around it. Pathway rather, not road. A bit of pathway around it. Okay, just do that now. I'm not sure and certain how long this will take to work, so we'll leave it as it is at the moment, and see how it goes throughout this video if someone actually appears. As mentioned before, I feel I got to a point now where there isn't much more I can show you, and you may already be ahead of me in certain things anyway. The quests seem to have dried up. I did have another look around. There isn't any more NPC quests that I can see at the moment, and that may be because of the level I'm at. If you go into the journal, for example, on the screen, the only quest we do have is the one we're currently on. There's no side quests. There's nothing going on around, as far as I can tell. So let's have a little look and see what else has been added in here. I've done a bit more of a moving around of buildings. We now have a tavern. Tavern is in your service buildings with the guard tower, and literally it's just a case of, it's like a glorified pub really, but there you go. I've just done a nice little tidy little place for people to sit, and probably as time goes on, if I go back to the game, I'll probably update it a bit more and kind of make it look a bit better. Housing has been moved, so now the housing is kind of like over here now, whereas before it was in the middle of the compound. So you've now got multiple buildings. These are because the ground level is sort of kind of a bit of an incline. That's why they're up higher. But most of them now, they're starting to get better beds. See, I got to the point where I can put better beds in them. And I think I remember mentioning in the end of the last video, whether it's one village or two, with the exception of a couple of things. So for example, there's no farms here, there's no fisherman's hut here. It's probably a good idea to get every building you need up, even if you've got nobody in there at the moment. I mean, I've got every building that I can here, but there are multiple placements available, so if I get a load of villages in, I can. So for example, there's the paper maker, the mining post. You've got the workshop there, You've got the brewery, the smithy. Got 2 guard towers over here. Though quite nice to put there. And then I head across here, and we have then the hunter's hut, the kitchen, which I believe is one. Yeah, this is the kitchen. Yeah, the kitchen. The forager's hut, and 2 carpentry stations. And no, this is the forager's hut. Sorry, what's this one over here? Then let's go back over here. This is the workshop. That's right. So that's the workshop. And then in the front of it all, I've got every resource. So even if I'm not using the ice at the moment, we've got all the 6 resources. Some sheds to hold on to. So I know that I have every building I want, mostly unmanned at the moment, but you know, I've got a position I want to be in. If we go across to the other village, again, a very similar situation here. We've got all 6 resource sheds, and then the buildings I mentioned to you before are all lined up. And again, a lot of this is aesthetic. I like that the lighting is really nice, so that's it's really nice to have. And I'll do a bit more as I go along. But basically, all the buildings here, the only ones, I think, no, every building's here. There isn't one that isn't here. Oh no, apologies, the kitchen. The kitchen isn't here because you can have 8 stations on the one I've got in the other village. I didn't see the point. I've got 4 fields for planting land crops, although 2 of them again not being used at the moment. 4 water fields, again 1 not being used at the moment. And then the fisherman's hut. And then again with here, all the residences are here. So plenty of room for people to come in to the village if needs be. Because again, you might remember it at the end of the other, not the update video, one before, there was 4 question marks in the Segi village, and I went back and they were all 4 refugees. So if we go into the Dynasty map now, I've got a total of 54 people in place. And one of the special projects needed 5 villages, so I used 3 of them plus the 2 that I normally have to do this large project. So I think this is another reason why I've got to the point, and again, everything's in green down the bottom here as well, so you've managed to manage it in that place. And I think this is another reason why I decided that I got to the point of being in a position where there's not a lot more for me to show you at the moment in this game. Of course, if any of you have questions or any of you want me to go through a special video to go through a specific process or explain certain thing, I'm more than happy to do that. More than happy to run through. So let's head back to the village one more time and see if we've had a visitor in the meantime. No, I thought it would be too good to tell. Oh, that was yeah, that'd be too early to tell. Well, that's fair enough. That's fine. A couple more question marks, which would suggest there's a couple more people that could become that are probably refugees. So I think what I would end in saying, and this has been a short video, my apologies for this, but again, there isn't much really for me to add on this. But what I would say, my word of advice is to you, for anybody that's playing this game, and whether you're at this point now or you're further ahead of me and not certain of where you are, you know, for example, if you've got red numbers down the bottom and you really don't know how to go through them, remember the priorities tab is key. That's the first thing. Look at the priorities tab. Are they using stuff that you want for food? So, for example, are they using your raw meat? Are they using your raw fish? You need them for the meals, but they've been eaten before you need them. Making sure that you've got enough planks being created for your maintenance, and firewood for your heating. Making sure you've got enough security in place. So you may have noticed that there's 3 guard towers in the main village. Make sure you've got enough spiritual stuff being done. And this is one thing I haven't kind of investigated yet, and I would again, it may be something that I'll look in the future, and that's shrines, because there are multiple shrines around the map. Apparently, we've only found one. Making sure that your health is up to date. So whenever you take a new village you're in, is it going to impact on my health? Do I need to make sure that I've got enough antidotes or anti-poison concoctions or whatever the case may be that you need? So as the sun begins to set in the west, I don't know if I can sit on here or not. Sit on here? No. This is the irony. You make them, but you can't sit on them. But as the sun begins its descent, I'd like to thank you all for watching this series of videos. And hopefully we'll carry on with some in the future when there's some new content or updates that come out. Enjoy the game. It is good. And I look forward to seeing you in this or other Dynasty games in the future. As always, if you've liked the content throughout the series, please do click the like button and click subscribe on the channel, because there will be other series that is being done. Medieval Dynasty is continuing. Wild West Dynasty is starting the end of the month. Vampire Dynasty, I believe, is coming towards the end of the year, and I'm looking to expand past the Dynasty ones. I might even start Manor Lords as well. We'll have a look at that. It's been a pleasure providing the content for you guys, and I shall see you all soon.